guys, welcome back to Wood Tree Farm. I'm Phil. Today we're working on some firewood. If you've been following along for a little while, you know that I've sold firewood for several years in a row now. For 2 years, I actually broke off the firewood content and put it on a separate YouTube channel. That got to be kind of too much for me to manage. So everything that we do for this property now, whether it's Christmas trees, flowers, firewood, or anything else, is all on this Wood Tree Farm channel. And of course, that is also the name of our business here locally, that our customers locally know us as. And if you want to get some merch, Wood Tree Farm, hoodies, hats, t-shirts, and other things, they're in our online store. So check that out. Today, like I said, we're working on some firewood. My firewood business each of the last couple of years has doubled every year, and I think it could double again if I can produce enough firewood. So that's what I'm focused on today. We'll talk a little bit more about the firewood business and its future here in a few minutes, but let's split on this wood. I've gone through 1 tank of fuel, so it should be maybe a third or a half a quart of wood here between what's on the ground and what's loaded up on the splitter. So let's get to it. So that is all now split up, and I've got plenty more logs to cut. I've got a small pile over here along the tree line. You probably can't see it from here. And then I've got 3 more piles up towards the front of the property. And I think the most efficient thing to do is probably try to, do what I've been doing here today, which is load up as much as I can handle on the pallet forks, bring it over, cut it here right next to the splitter, and that'll probably minimize touches. What I was doing the other week, and I realized I was kind of silly and inefficient, is I was cutting the logs wherever they sat. I was hand loading them onto the trailer behind the four-wheeler, and then I was bringing them over here, and I had to offload them from the trailer. It was just an extra touch built into that process. And if I want to expand this firewood business, I need to get a lot more efficient, especially if I'm not going to hire extra workers, which I don't really think I'm going to do. I might occasionally hire a helper here and there, but the bulk of it's still going to be all on me. My son might help a little bit, so I've got to get more efficient. So just thinking about the process, minimizing the touches, bringing the logs to the splitter, cutting them there in place, splitting them right there is going to be part of it. The other part of it is going to be these totes, which I just started getting a hold of. A few of those, I think I have 7 here on site. What I'm doing right now is throwing my seconds in the tote. So these are all the extra short pieces. If it's got punky wood on the outside, or it's got a big crotch or a knot or a twist or something wacky about it that makes it less than premium, then I'm going to throw it in this tote, and I'm selling totes full of seconds at a different rate than all the other stuff. I've collected kind of all of my seconds that I've just had laying around in small piles all around the property from last year. I filled up 2 totes. I could probably fill up another, and I've already sold the 2 totes that I filled up. So there's definitely a market here for people who don't really care what the wood looks like and are willing to pay less money for lower quality wood. So I'll always maybe have a little bit of that, because you end up producing a little bit of that. Anyway, the rest of this here is kind of the better stuff, and a lot of this is bundle grade. Most of what I split through here is I did with the 4-way wedge, which I've shared in previous videos, and I can probably share this again, but I feel like I have a lot more control using the 4-way wedge. I can get a lot more small square splits and a lot more pieces that are more uniform shape and size that fit in the bundles a lot better. So I'm going to be doing a lot more bundle wood next year, and I'll talk more about that in a future video. It's the highest profit wood that I could be doing, so as much as I can capitalize on that opportunity, I want to make sure that I'm doing that. And like I said, otherwise it's just about producing more than I've ever produced and have more stock here than I've ever had before, and that's going to be the only way that I'm going to continue to grow this firewood business. If you have more suggestions about being more efficient, I'm always open to hearing those. I know I could be using a conveyor. I shouldn't be stacking. I started stacking just a little bit to kind of create a wall, but I'm going to bring that tote up here. It's going to kind of create a little wall right there, and then I'm just going to pile everything up against the tote. I'll probably have 2 or 3 totes in a row, and then I'm just going to create a big mound, and I'll keep at that. I'm going to lay pallets all over the ground so that there's airflow underneath that pile. That's the game plan so far. All I really need to do right now is just focus more energy on bucking and splitting, and that can all come together. So let me wrap it up. Hope you guys are having a happy new year so far. I'll talk to you on the next video. Bye-bye.